SeatGeek is the easiest way to find the best deals on tickets to pretty much any live event. Concerts, sports, theater, comedy, whatever you want. Download the SeatGeek app today and enter promo code SEATS to save $20 on your first purchase.
Everybody, is Terez Paylor, Chiefs beat writer for the Kansas City Star, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Chiefs Game Plan. Of course, tonight, the Chiefs face Washington, who's 2-1. The Chiefs are 3-0 on Monday Night Football. So the whole nation will be watching. Should be a pretty good game. Should be pretty competitive. And we got a great show for you today. First off, we're going to kick it off with an interview with my main man from the Washington Post, and soon to be USA Today, one of the best beat writers in the business. It's Mike Jones, and you guys want to stick around. You're going to want to listen to that. Mike has been covering Washington for a long time, and he's good at what he does, so we have a pretty good conversation previewing the game. And also, me and the guys, the rest of the A-team, we got together in the middle of the week to talk the Chiefs, talk about a lot of different subjects, trying to get ready to break this thing down. So without further ado, here we go. Here's my interview with Mike Jones. Okay, I'm pleased to welcome one of the best journalists in the business, Mike Jones from the Washington Post. Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, Terez. How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great. First of all, congratulations, man. Here you got a little personal news, bro. Way to go, bro.
Yeah. Appreciate it. I'm excited for the opportunity. Be heading over to USA Today in a couple weeks, cover the league, and I think it's going to be a good challenge, but it'll be fun.
Can't think of anybody more better prepared for that than you. You've been covering a team that's been interesting, to say the least, for the last several years. So let's jump into this thing. We got a battle here. You know these guys better than anyone. Just looking at this matchup, what do you think is going to be the biggest key for Washington against a Chiefs team that might be the hottest in the league right now?
Well, I think that they really got to slow down Hunt, and it doesn't look like anybody has been able to figure out how to do that so far, averaging something like 8.5 yards a carry. This kid is going to be a challenge like the Redskins haven't seen yet. They did a pretty decent job against Todd Gurley in the rushing department. Started to bend a little bit late in that game, but then buckled down. They didn't let Marshawn Lynch really get going last week. But this is a different type of beast. The offense that the Chiefs have, they put up a lot of points and everything. So they've got to prove that they can get those guys off the field on third downs. And then if they can do that, I think there'll be opportunities for their offense to move the ball and maybe put up some points on the board. But I think it really is going to rely heavily on their defense.
Looking at Washington's running game, a couple beat-up backs. I really like Samaje Perine coming out in the draft. What's the state of the running game right now?
Well, it looks like Rob Kelly is going to be back this week. He didn't play last week. They had Perine. He did a pretty decent job. He didn't have any of these huge break-off runs. He had a couple in the second half where he really started to get going, but for the game as a whole, he only averaged 2.6 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. He's still working on being a little more patient. He's a rookie. Sometimes he's just so eager to make something happen, he doesn't let the runs and the cutback lanes develop. So they're hoping that Rob Kelly's back. He does a good job of running with his eyes, following his key blocks. And then when you don't have him, you have a nice change of pace back in Chris Thompson, who can hurt you as a pass catcher and as a very speedy runner. So they're going to try again to establish the run game. Their offense just works better when they're able to pound the ball and set up the play-action attack and then go from there.
If the Chiefs are able to shut down the running game, does Kirk Cousins have the ability to win this game by himself?
Well, a lot of it's going to depend on the health of Jordan Reed and then the execution of his wide receivers. Cousins, he can sling the ball around, but the Redskins don't have the veteran wide receivers like Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson like they had last year. They've got Josh Doctson, who basically is a rookie. He missed all but 2 games last year with injury. And then they've got Terrell Pryor, who is still very much developing as a wide receiver. He's big and strong and fast, but he drops a lot of balls, and he's had a number of balls already this year in key situations. So if Cousins can't go to them, he's going to have to go to Chris Thompson out of the backfield. He's going to have to go to Vernon Davis, Jordan Reed, and hope that those guys can get the job done for him. Obviously, he's going to want to spread the ball around to a lot of targets. That's what he likes to do, but they better hope that they can get this run game going because their offense just hasn't proven that it can be one-dimensional and effective yet.
How's this Washington pass rush looking, man?
I tell you, they're looking a lot better last week against the Raiders, who have a very good offensive line, as you know. They were able to get a lot of pressure just sending 4 guys. Their interior of their line is a lot better since they drafted Jonathan Allen out of Alabama in the first round, and they got a second-year guy, Matt Ioannidis, out of Temple, who was a fourth-rounder last year and really has come on this year and is playing very well. And then obviously on the edges, because you have the guys on the inside doing well, you've got the guys Ryan Kerrigan, Preston Smith. They both have 3 sacks apiece, I believe it is. And then Junior Gillette, Ryan Anderson, the rookie out of Alabama. They got 4 guys and they can send at you and get that pressure without having to do a lot of stunts and things like that. And that enables them to drop more guys into coverage and try to crowd the secondary. So they did a good job of getting after Carr, multiple sacks in that game. They've got a new defensive coordinator, but it definitely seems like there is some improvement on that defensive front in the trenches, and that's helping things on the back end as well.
When it comes to their run defense, are they stopping the run by committing resources to it, or are they stopping it because they can out athlete people, or are they stopping it because they can win one-on-one matchups?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Their guys up front are doing a very good job of dominating the line of scrimmage. They haven't been perfect, but they've been more consistent. That's why I'm really curious to see what they're going to do against the back like Hunt. Like I said, Marshawn Lynch really couldn't get going, and the Chiefs were in a lot of situations where they needed to throw because they were in a hole. But when they do, they've got guys like Zach Brown who just flies around. Mason Foster, who is a big-time thumper. And so the guys up front in the trenches on the line are doing a better job of clogging run lanes than their linebackers fly in there and clean up the messes. And the guys on the outside are doing a good job of setting the edge. But, the Chiefs' offense is kind of unlike the ones that they've seen with the creativity and the jet sweeps and things like that. So this is going to be the test for them for sure.
Yeah, you got that right. And I'll tell you, teams have a hard time stopping the Chiefs because they've got 3 guys you got to deal with, okay? You got Ty Hill, you got Kelsey, and you got Hunt. You can kind of take away Kelsey and Hunt by putting people in the box, but if you do that, Tyreek Hill is going to go off. What are the odds that, just in your opinion, what are the odds Washington takes that trade-off and decides to say, okay, we're going to make Ty Hill beat us?
It's very possible because they know that if they don't stop Hunt, he can really wear them down and make for a very long day. And so I think that they want to try to stop him and then force them into, they want to make this be a game that Alex Smith has to win with his arm. But again, it's not going to be easy at all. Like you said, they got multiple backs, multiple styles. It's hard to prepare for all that, and that's why the Chiefs have been so successful so far.
I got you. Just real quick, winding this thing down, when teams have been able to beat or hold Washington offensively, what do?
The thing that teams can do against them is when they force them into those 3rd and long situations, and then they send that pressure after Kirk Cousins. Their line had done a pretty decent job last year protecting, but they've kind of had some struggles here and there. They looked as good as they've looked all year last week because they were in those 3rd and short, range. If they're any more than like 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, that's when teams can really pin back their ears and come after them. So if you turn them one-dimensional and stop the run, Jay Gruden has lots of times, if he's not getting 3 or 4 yards a pop, he'll want to give up on the run game. And so if you can discourage him, he's a former quarterback. He likes to sling it around. And so, I'm serious, man. Like, he kind of has that mentality, and so last week was the first time we've seen him actually have patience in the run game because he gives up on it way too soon. And so if they can get them in that panic type of mode, slinging the ball around, it should go well for the Chiefs.
That's so funny. That's that Doug Peterson disease. All right. And defensively, when teams kind of get after them a little bit, when Washington's defense struggles, what is the offense doing?
When their defense is struggling, it's because they're keeping them off balance with, the first week against the Eagles, they were able to run the ball, and they also were able to set up and whip the ball out of their hands very quickly, misdirection and things like that. That's why I think that this is going to be a big challenge for them. The Rams, they had some times when they really, even with the young quarterback, moved the ball well because they were getting the ball out of his hands quickly and kind of, not letting the defensive linemen and those edge rushers tee off on the quarterback. So, anything to confuse them, the misdirection, and, just moving their way down the field. Their secondary has done well, so you can't really beat them deep a whole lot. But if you can get your play action going, that should help as well.
All right, man. Great breakdown. Can you give me a prediction?
Oh, I think the Chiefs win. I just think that it's too much for them. I'm not sold on this team yet, and their offense of being the balanced attack that they want it to be just yet. And again, this defense of the Redskins hasn't seen anything like the Chiefs' offense yet, so I'm going with the Chiefs.
That is high comedy, but that was a great breakdown. Mike, you're the man. Congratulations on your new gig. Can you tell people how to follow you, brother?
Yep, you can find me on Twitter. It's Mike Jones, WAPO, for right now for a couple more weeks. And after WashingtonPost.com for the next couple weeks, then it'll be USAToday.com.
Hey, make sure you follow him regardless, even if you don't like Washington and even after the game. Mike is one of the very best beat writers in this business, and you're gonna do a great job, man. Go kill it.
Hey, Therese, I'm just trying to keep up with you, my man.
That is hilarious, my man. Take it easy.
Hey, man, looking forward to seeing you Monday night.
All right, brother.
See ya.
All right, so good stuff there from Mike. Let's go ahead and shift to our midweek 18 breakdown with myself, Vahir Gregorian, and Blair Kirchhoff. Here we go. Hey, everybody, it's Therese Paylor, Chief beat writer with the Kansas City Star, and I'm here with two of my guys. It's Vahir Gregorian. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm glad to be alongside.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
really
We're
am.
here for you,
Good
man.
to see you guys. It's
Yeah.
been days.
Yeah, the A-team's here for each other. Yeah. And Blair Kirkhoff, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Doing good.
Great.
Your too.
Yeah, great, man. Great to have everybody in the mix, and we thank you guys for joining us. We got another great show for you today. Going to cover so many topics. Won't believe how many topics we're going to cover. I love how I sneak that in every show. Yeah. We're going to talk a lot of topics. The first one, just how important is it to have a good showing this week before the nation on Monday Night Football. We know how this league is, right? It's what have you done for me lately? And they were the darlings of the league after beating the Pats. They come out and have a stinker. All of a sudden, they're going to stink to people. Then we're going to talk about really one of the most interesting things about this upcoming showdown against Washington, the running game. The Chiefs have been the league's best running attack over the first 3 weeks, and the thing is, like, the teams they faced are pretty good at stopping the run. So Washington, again, fits the bill. Gonna see if we can predict if Kareem Hunt can keep doing it. We're also gonna give a breakdown of StubHub Center, which is where the Chiefs won on Sunday against Los Angeles. See, I didn't call it San Diego.
That's good.
We're doing good. But we've been getting a lot of questions about that, and we're actually gonna bring our ace photog, Dave Hewlett, one of my favorite people, to kind of talk about that, because you got a chance to shoot a lot of pretty good photos there, and I wonder what your experience was like. So we'll also talk about the kicker situation with Cairo Santos out, which has a chance to be big.
Yeah.
And then we will take your questions like we always do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started on the road. Monday night, love it, right? Prime time.
No, don't love Monday
Look,
night.
The beat writer
Lament.
The beat writer lament.
We do lament that, but we also, and again, it's always just about us.
Yes, it
the
is.
next time there's a noon game, November 19th in New York.
Brutal.
Isn't that something?
Brutal.
So we'll do the best we can. We're hoping to get the stuff in the paper, but we don't.
And at Facebook Live afterwards.
And
I don't think
it
we
will
got a
be
choice
after
on
dark.
that.
We will know that'll be Facebook Live after dark, and on many levels.
The later the game, the better the show is for
That's
you.
true.
That's
true.
Because we're tired.
No filter.
No filter. You can believe that.
It seems like only a couple years ago there was no Facebook Live when last the Chiefs played a Monday night home game.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
This will
Yeah.
be the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
in the Facebook
Monday
Live
night,
era.
Tuesday morning edition of Facebook Live.
But to Terez's
We're going to
point
try
about
not to get fired.
what the
Not a guarantee.
about what it means to this kind of interests me. All these things you brought up interest me, Terez. But the one thing that I didn't mean to jump the gun, but okay, so how much does perception really matter in terms of what you're going to become anyway, right? I mean, I guess it's nice to be highly thought of around the country, and the Chiefs have that going for them now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to sustain that to be a good team and win a couple playoff games. But more to the point is, if you're really trying to learn what their makeup is, this game is another link in that chain, right? And you're at home, and the nation's eyes are on you. So I would say not a game they have to win, but you certainly like to understand the mechanics of who they are. Continuing to go through another thing like this, can they sustain the run? And
Absolutely. Let me just remind you guys, send your questions now. We're going to answer them right at the end of this thing. So, Blair, does it matter? I know every game matters, but is there an extra benefit to playing well?
Here's what I think about with this game. There always is. I mean, but I don't know how they can improve their perception. They're number one in everybody's power rating right now. They're generally seen as the best team in the NFL. They're 3-0, and the Falcons are the only other 3-0 team. And the Falcons have been kind of lucky to win a game or two of their games, and the Chiefs not in that category. I think everybody's convinced now that the Chiefs are the best team in the country. So a loss at home to the Redskins would damage perception. I don't know if that's a bad thing. What that would do is it would offset the Patriots' win. That's the one outcome that you didn't expect, right? Winning in New England, you lose at home to Washington. And to me, that's not out of the realm, because you think about the couple of the games they lost last year were Tampa Bay at home, Tennessee at home. It's like when the AFC West teams rolled in here, they were ready for those. But you get these teams that they don't play every year in. It's just a little different,
That's right.
And I wonder if that's not.
But right back at your point. Sorry, man. Of all the people should be talking the most.
I need to talk less. Let's go.
No, but to your point, if they really are a different type of team, last year's team proved to be, good enough to win a division, but not good enough to win a playoff game.
Right. They handle their business.
Maybe you handle your business.
This is a handle your business game.
We agree that this is a losable game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But I certainly thought last week was a losable game too.
I will tell you that this game, 1,000,000%, just the early indication, this might be like an all Madden level loss. Like the no effing way game where you're undefeated and the game's not gonna let you go undefeated. You were gonna lose at least 2. This might be that, because this team can stop the run,
right?
And then you get the penalties and the interceptions and fumbles. Yeah, I think you've all been through that if you're around my age. Listen, I'll tell you this though. I do think this is a losable game, and B, I guess I don't know how important it is, because I want to know from your point of view. Is there a chance these guys are peaking too early? Is that something to even consider?
I get the concept, but I don't think you can account for that as a thing to be concerned about, right? If you're pretty good, you're pretty good. You ought to be able to keep being pretty good.
Right.
That's how I see it. I get that you could, of all the things you want to worry about your team, that you can build that into the package, but. Is that really a problem?
Well,
I mean, are you going to be less good later because you're good now?
That shouldn't be the case. But they are playing really, really well right now. The offense is fantastic, I think. Defensively, they're doing what they need to do. I guess that's not a question you can answer until you take the helicopter view of the season, right?
Yeah,
when did they peak, and was it too soon? No. You know what? If they play poorly on Monday night and lose, then you can say, well, at least the peak part of the season's gone. Now they're going to restart or reboot the season. It also would be the fourth game, and who loved the quarter to break up the season in quarters? Was it the Todd Haley thing? They always 4 games, so they're 3-0 going into their fourth game, and they're at the quarter pole, and. To be 3-1 or 4-0 was take that every time.
Remember when they were 3-0 in 13? And of course, they'd already won more games than they'd won the season before, right? So that was a different kind of feeling.
That felt like fool's gold.
But it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
And why was that? Was it because of remember the expression we were using, charm chiefs? All these things
were
kept
getting
happening.
so many breaks. I don't feel like
playing a last place schedule too. That
and then they playing a last place schedule. But this feels different than that, doesn't it? I mean, I know we haven't even hit the quarter turn, but
well, beating New England changed.
That's
everything.
a good.
Of course, it does. Yeah,
that's a good point, actually, Vahe. I agree. I remember going back 2013. They were getting fumble returns, and they were just getting all kinds of stuff. Remember the Sean Smith interception against Buffalo?
Yeah.
Like we don't think any of their wins have really come that way. These are teams that they've been better than in the game. Mm-hmm. And that's a good sign. That's a great sign. I'm really glad you brought that up.
And look, that's an interesting thing, too, the way you made me think of this. I mean, yeah, they probably beat San Diego because of the turnovers, but the first two games, they didn't win because of turnovers. They just
lined up
beat them.
better. And you know, if the Eagles don't score that garbage time touchdown, they've beaten 3 opponents by at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's not an NFL
Yeah,
team.
that's right.
One thing the Chiefs do have going for them is one of the league's best ground games. And this is something now, because I've said before, the reason this offense feels different is because it is in the sense that Andy's running the same stuff. The difference is his horses got take it all the way ability. Ty and Travis and Kareem, there's no way to defend all that. You can take away 2, you can't take away 3.
Right. DCs have to make a choice, don't they?
I got you. You're right. I got you. All right. If you're an opposing team, which 2 do you take away?
Well, it depends on what your strength is, right?
Okay.
And Washington's strength is run defense.
Right.
So do they give up a little bit of that to pay extra attention to Kelsey? Because I don't know about you guys, I think he's ready to bust out after the 1 target, 1 reception game in L.A. I think Kelsey's poised for a big moment. Are the Redskins, is Gruden thinking that way?
That's a great look.
Are the Redskins feeling it?
Here's what I think, though. I think you're probably right about Kelsey, but I do think that if you're telling me I can take away 2 guys more or less, I'm taking the other 2.
I am too. Believe it or not, 1,000,000%. You cannot let Kareem Hunt kill you. Can't do it. Can't let that happen. Unless your front 7 legitimately wins all the time with even boxes.
Yeah.
But even then, these guys are so good at the outside zone run. I feel you kind of have to devote resources to stopping it. What you can't do is take your chances one-on-one with Ty Hill. Because there's nobody in this league that
can
can
lose that. Every time.
Josh Norman can't run with Ty Hill.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody back there run with Ty Hill. And as long as Alex is willing to try to deep ball to Ty, he's a mandatory. Got to have help over the top.
Well,
probably has to start with that, doesn't it?
Here's to me the answer to the question is, who do you take away? You take away Alex Smith.
Ooh,
you put more pressure on. We've seen that he's vulnerable to the sack, vulnerable to the rush. Kareem Hunt, I don't think is established as a blocker. I think when the middle of the Chargers game, that's when Alex was sacked many times. That's what, to me, if I'm a defense, I pin my ears back a little more often than what we're seeing.
Here's the issue you get, though, too. Because, in a way, stopping Kelsey and stopping Hunt are like the same thing. It's an additional body in the box, chipping Kelsey, one more body around the box, so you can kind of stop the run and Kelsey at the same time in a way. But if you're doing that, you better hope that Alex is having one of his check down games. Because if he's not, and he's not getting hit, you in a lot of trouble. Because can't no one run with Ty Hill. I'll tell you that right now. I think that's a really interesting and it's something that teams are going to have a real problem with. And I will tell you this, it's why I didn't like getting rid of Maclin. Because I thought if you keep him, and he's the X or whatever, now you got some real problems.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's money that's capped, but it's like, so now you got to pick between the 4. Think about where they'd be had they not cut Maclin, had they managed their money better.
Right.
Now it's just like, oh, you know who'd be seeing single coverage every play? Literally every play? Yeah. Jeremy Maclin. And then the problem is just trying to sell him on that being okay, which I kind of think you could do when you're undefeated. So he's making $12 million. So I tell you, if something happens to one of these guys, and then you're going to wish Jeremy Maclin was here.
Connolly's not there.
Yeah, but he's better.
He's better. He is better. And that's not even a reflection on Connolly. I'm just thinking the better player is Macklin right now.
Yeah.
Right, I agree.
And if Alex is chucking the ball around like this, now you're talking about a lot of things you got to account for. So I think every week I'm going to look to see which choices teams are making, because that is a hard choice, very difficult.
Speaking of Hunt, though,
Yeah.
we all marvel at his breakaway speed.
Mm-hmm.
There was a play Sunday. He gained 10 or 11. It was 11-yard gain. He disappeared into the pile, and all of a sudden the pile, the pile kept going like he moved the pile himself. I've never seen that. I mean, I've never seen a guy that was amazing.
I was thinking of a different play where he disappeared in the pile
and came out
he
the
just
other
popped out. Then he pulled an Emmett. I'm telling you, that was the Emmett. He did it. Listen, I don't know how. I don't know. I guess you could assume Kareem Hunt doesn't have Emmett's freaky ability to stay healthy. Like on Madden, like Emmett's like toughness was a 99, and the injury was like a 99. Like that's special. That's rare. But I'm telling you, like this dude is different. And you've seen a lot of running backs, right? You saw Marshall Faulk in his prime, didn't you? You were there.
I thought Marshall Faulk was really at that point maybe the best football player I'd ever seen, because of the way he could do it all, and including blocking, by the way.
Complete aside, how close was prime Jamal to prime Marshall?
Slightly different, I think. Maybe I'm thinking more stylistically than anything else.
However you see it, I'm interested.
I wouldn't put him more than a tick behind.
Wow.
I mean,
okay.
I tell you what. I mean, I thought prime Jamal was pretty special.
I agree. I'll never forget the Raider 4-screen touchdown.
Oh my God,
that was ridiculous.
For some reason, all I can think about is all the beer getting thrown at him in the end zones. But
how about the year that he? It was the year before, I guess, the last year before the Andy Reid regime arrived. He had more touchdown runs of 80 yards plus than he did 80 yards minus 80 yards. It was unbelievable. I mean,
oh my God.
He found a crease and was gone.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs haven't had a running back that good until now. With all due respect to Spencer Ware, Charkandrick West, and injured Jamal, this is the best running back that the Chiefs have had since prime peak Jamal Charles.
And you know what, guy's really special? This is maybe a silly way to signify it, but we already have, each of us probably has 6, 7, 8 signature Kareem Hunt plays in our heads. Like, oh, that time he did that. You couldn't believe it, right? When he's running backwards into the end zone carrying 6 guys, or all these things. I mean, so I think that tells you special stuff about him too.
And I think one other thing, I thought you were going a little different area than this. One other thing, he's special. Like, all of us have multiple Kareem Hunt bylines. Every one of us has written multiple glowing, and it's not just us, the four of us. The interns, I think each of them got a Kareem Hunt byline.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's amazing. It's true.
The byline count reveal.
It matters, man. If you want to know who's doing good, who's getting attention, look at the byline counts, man. It never fails. Now's the point where we bring on another member of the A-Team, when we're proud to call our own.
Yeah.
This is our guy. He's there with us every week. It's Davey Hewlett, our ace photographer. I'm going to slide in here.
Like the fifth Beatle.
This is weird. I'm on camera. I would have dressed better if I would have known.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good
to have you. We'll bring you on because we had a pretty lively discussion about the StubHub Center on Facebook Live on Sunday. And I always love hearing your stories from the sideline because you're down there. I mean, you hear and you see stuff. You told me before you loved shooting in San Diego.
Yeah.
Because of the was this close at all, or was it different?
Well, it was like it was similar. The for photo geeks, the light was just as nice. It is unusual to go into a one-level stadium, and I was talking to Blair about this beforehand. That usually crowd noise is something like I'm looking through the camera, and the crowd noise is sort of a tip-off as to what's going on. Well, it was probably 50-50 or 55-45 Chiefs fans. Yeah. So there was people were cheering for all good plays, which was weird. It was unusual. As ticket prices go up, I think that attendance in stadiums is going to start to go down.
Yeah, and we were talking about that.
You're going to have this. Can you fill up a 75,000 seat stadium? Because the TV experience is so good. TV experience is so good. So if you're building a stadium now, would you build a 70,000 seat stadium, or would you build a 50,000
I would
seat
build
stadium?
a 50. And we were talking about that, Blair.
Yep.
Like, you could make like a super. Here's the amazing thing about owning a football team right now at this point. And you'll appreciate this as a baseball guy. Both of you guys will. If you need to build a football stadium in the NFL, you have the opportunity to do what the Baltimore Orioles did with Camden Yards in the early 90s. That same opportunity right here it's presented itself. And this league has been so arrogant, no one's thought about this or done this. The opportunity is right there to build an old school, retro facility that's cool, that's intimate, that people are going to want to come to. How cool would it be if here the Chiefs built a 50,000 seat stadium that looked like Municipal Stadium? Bigger concourses, bigger restrooms, suites, all of it, except it's small and it looks like Municipal. That would be badass, period. That will rule. And people will come to see that stadium. I'm telling you, like, you have an opportunity to do something special here, because what I noticed, because it was an open air press box, there was 25,000 people in that stadium. And we were talking about this, Blair. It felt loud in there.
It was loud. It was loud.
It was pretty loud.
Absolutely. It was because they were close.
Yeah,
And our
contained
sidelines were
and-
outstanding.
Yeah.
The in-game experience
Yes.
is so much better when it feels...
Which is the problem the NFL's having now, is
Absolutely.
the in-game experience. It's all they think about. And look, Kansas is going to invest hundreds of millions of dollars in a new football stadium. That thing should be 40,000 seats. You know, colleges should do the same thing. There doesn't need to be 80,000 seat football stadiums anymore. They have to in the end. But we're talking about the NFL, and the NFL is the days of the 75 to 80,000 seat football stadium are gone. They're just, to me, they're gone. Should be gone. Now, you can't start from. You can't just say Arrowhead's useless now. We're going to start from scratch. So I don't know who's next. In LA, obviously, is building a new stadium,
Well,
right?
LA and Las Vegas.
Right.
Well, Vegas
I
is the
think Vegas is
opportunity.
gonna do it.
LA's building theirs for Super Bowls and for
Right.
everything else. But Vegas is the opportunity.
Yeah.
probably-
I don't
it's
know
probably-
what they've got laid out.
It's probably a market like Tennessee, or it's like
should.
it's like a
Buffalo should
Buffalo would
have a
have-
30,000 seat stadium.
Buffalo would have
Kansas
a
City should
killer
have.
40, 50,000 seat stadium. And like, this is a real thing they can do. The first owner to build a retro, old school, intimate stadium like that is going to make money hand over fist. People will go to experience what we had in San Diego this past weekend with a bigger kind of experience. It's better. Fewer people, less traffic.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't know who's going to pay money to sit way up high anymore. Like, our press box seats stink. Let's call it for what it is.
They do.
And it's not that much higher than where people are paying.
Right.
So I get it. But like, that's the next thing. I'm telling you.
It's everybody sort of cracks on. Oh, look, they've got this small dinky stadium. Once the game started, it was just a game.
Right.
Like it was different that you didn't feel quite so surrounded by humanity on all sides, but. Like, honestly, I didn't think anything different.
Nobody wants to see ants play football.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to see that.
It's like going to that Final Four at
Basketball.
the Arizona Cardinals football
yeah.
stadium. Who want I'm not interested in seeing a basketball game from another zip code.
No one's got time for that.
And by the way, that's the press
still
season
pay.
now too.
Yeah.
The Final Four.
People will still pay for premium experiences. They will pay for that.
That's the
They
that's
will
the
do
key.
that.
You give the common fan a premium experience by
They
putting
will-
them closer.
Yes.
It could be the worst seat in the building, but you're still so much closer, and you feel the game.
I take it to the next level. How about this? If I didn't cover football for a living, if I was just Joe Guy, right? And I lived in LA, I would have season tickets at that stadium. How about that? I would have season tickets at that stadium, and I would go every week. How about that? I would, sure would.
And we were all skeptical going into that.
Oh yeah, we were.
It's like, would you rather see the Chargers in a 26,000 seat stadium that's full, or the Rams in a 110,000 seat stadium that's 2/3 empty?
I would have Charger season tickets.
Yeah.
Straight up. I'd do it, 1,000,000%. I bet you they're not that expensive. I'm going to be close every week. I do it, 1,000,000%.
Easy to drive in.
Yep,
Remember
it
that part?
is. How easy was that?
Everybody parked in the next to the stadium.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
People weren't parking way the heck out.
There was no hike.
Right.
It was still expensive.
Now there was 100.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was Los Angeles, so it's still
and it's
expensive.
going to be
$100.
expensive. It's going to be
Right,
more expensive.
right. Get ready for that
a
part.
Smaller
Yeah.
venue, but
I paid for it though.
yeah, the experience is better.
And I'm saying this to somebody that has said up until now, there is not one NFL experience I would pay money for, and I would do it if it's just even being in the lower bowl at a place like Arrowhead is different than being in that stadium, right? Because like you're just surrounded by so much, you know, you're just by so many seats. It doesn't have
Plus, even lower bowls farther back.
Right,
I mean,
no.
other. I'm trying to think of the very close sideline seats are not as close, but also certainly the farthest back in the lower bowl.
That's right.
I'd recommend to Chiefs fans. They're going to be there for 2 more years
You gotta
before
go.
moving into the new LA stadium. Go to that
Gotta
game
go.
next year.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
One of the next 2 years.
The weather's
Yeah.
always great. It's like it's basically San Diego.
It's a great vacation.
You know,
Can
it's
you
like
think about that? Right, that's a great idea, right?
why wouldn't you want to go
take
to
the week?
Yep.
That's a great vacation.
What was
And
it
do
last year? It was
yeah.
New Year's Eve.
It was New Year's Eve
It was
last
like,
year.
oh, this is terrible that I have to go to San Diego on New Year's Eve. Not that being in Denver on New Year's Eve this year will be colder.
Yeah.
Or less comfortable.
Christmas Eve. I think we're in Denver.
No,
right?
it's the final game.
Yeah,
New
New
Year's Eve.
Year's, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Dolphins on Christmas
Yeah,
Eve.
That's right.
Yeah, we're all
That's
looking
It'll
forward
be
to it.
that'll be the
of course.
longest game. That'll be
Nothing,
again.
Yeah.
nothing bad could happen there,
No.
right? Dolphins, Christmas.
Be Facebook
no
Live at
effing way
4 a.m.
That's right. How was the lighting for you?
It was great. Like I
bright, sunshiny
enjoyed the
day.
experience. The security guards were a little tense, but other than that, no, it was like I love going out to California. So except Oakland,
Did you
not Oakland, not that ever.
you get to avoid Oakland?
Yeah, John Sleazer goes to Oakland. Thank you, John.
Worst stadium in NFL.
Yeah, that's like a Division II.
Okay, one of the other reasons I like bringing you on is because like you hear stuff and see stuff that's happening down there. Anything fun? Anything interesting happening?
What was interesting, not to rehash all the national anthem stuff, but I did notice when I was shooting, and I'm not always super aware of the sounds going on, but I was surprised by the amount of booing.
And stand up.
Yeah, there were lots. There were sort of indiscriminate shouting that I was hearing, kind of out of my peripheral hearing, and I was like, I hadn't heard that before at another game.
Both sides. The Chargers had 4 players at the end of the bench sitting down, and then the Chiefs were kind of just scattered with their protests. So I think the boos came from both.
It'll be
Chargers and
honestly,
Chiefs.
I'm interested to see what the reaction will be like here
On
at
Monday.
Arrowhead, home game. It's it's our team and that whole thing. How that will play out, because it's a lot of people will say, man, this topic's been run into the ground, but people are super passionate about it. It's like one way or the other.
Right.
This
isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll have more than enough on that coming for you, believe me. All right. Did you see anything else? Did you see Marcus Peters and Keenan sparring?
I didn't see. I saw Keenan and Justin Houston talking
Really?
quite a bit. They were talking sort of during a TV timeout, but I actually was looking for Peters and Allen. I didn't see them
Did you see
doing any sort of other than just lying up against each other
Did you see Peters with the ref?
with the hand in the air
No,
after
no,
the
no,
ref.
with the ref.
Oh,
They got the-
The sparring with the ref.
Oh,
How much of that did you see?
I saw a little bit of it, and Peters was talking with Philip Gaines, who was trying to kind of chill him out a little bit, and I thought, this will be interesting to see where this goes.
Did you think?
But it's you see Peters and Peters he plays like he's emotional. That's his shtick. That's his thing. Like
I think that's his motivation. I think that's his engine.
If he were totally calm and cool and collected, would that?
He wouldn't be the same.
Yeah,
wouldn't
it
be. He wouldn't be
Marcus
Marcus
Peters.
Peters.
No.
So
No, that's a good point. Also, how hard did you think Cairo Santos was?
well, he really got leveled in that roughing he got legitimately taken out, and he got up and was rubbing the inside of his leg, and you know, I did think, oh, you know, he missed all of training camp. I was like, ugh. But then he came back and kicked another field goal.
He made the field goal on that
like,
possession.
So it was like, oh, well,
That's
maybe he's okay.
that's why the Chiefs are saying it didn't happen. The injury didn't happen on that. It happened during warm-ups.
Yeah, but he did get, he got really rolled.
Mm-hmm.
How concerned is this group about them starting a rookie who's never kicked in the
Well,
NFL game?
let's put it this way: with this history of field goal issues in playoffs, I would assume that would be. How fast did you guys see tweets about how they're going to, you know, lose the Super Bowl by 2 points at the end? I mean, right? So that's what else can you think about if you're a Chiefs fan?
I love how Chiefs fans think they're Lions. I just you have a Super Bowl.
Different level.
Stop.
It's just a different level, isn't it?
0-16. Like, what are you talking about? You're not cursed. There's no, like, I get it. Like, there were a lot of hard losses, but your dad saw a Super Bowl title. Okay, you did not inherit years of futility and just negativity. Like, it's different. Okay. It's okay.
You got to go back. You got to go back to great grandfather in Detroit for NFL championships.
Yeah. Right. You guys are talking about the curse of Lane. Right. Yeah, back in the days when quarterbacks wore numbers in the 20s
and leather.
That's right. No face mask.
The one bar.
Yeah, exactly.
It will be interesting, I think, to see when the Chiefs are at the 39-yard line and it's 4th down and 2.
Mm-hmm. With the wind at their back, you know,
Kareem Hunt or untested kicker.
No, that's not a big deal, though. Remember, guys, Andy, don't worry about it. Hey, I got faith.
How about the one injury a week for the Chiefs now, right? Eric Berry, Mitch Morris, and now Cairo Santos.
Yeah.
What are they going to lose, a starter a week?
Hey, what's the latest on Mitch?
Still the same deal. A couple weeks. He got lucky because there's no surgery needed. Just got to heal.
Yeah.
He thinks he'll be back. He'll be all right.
At 5'5". What's
that's not a big deal. He'll be all right. No
Missed practice today with back, lower back.
He'll be all right. No worry about it. Have you guys ever tried, like the Andy Reid, to diffuse things with your significant others?
Boy, I hadn't thought about that at this very moment.
I think it will come off
She knows.
to your significant others very much the same way it comes off to us.
You think so? You mean just being completely dismissive doesn't work?
You're just going to walk away from this?
Have you ever just tried to be like, so fill in the blank, why did you do that? That's what we are.
Well, just
He
a
knows.
phone.
She knows.
She knows.
Yeah, don't worry about it. See how far that gets you.
She knows.
We'll get that to you.
Yeah.
So where were you last night?
We'll get that to you.
Hey, don't worry. Don't worry. Sam will get that to you.
Sam, I had the ultimate crossover when I was on the phone with you, imitating a certain coach, and I said, okay, I'll see you later, babe. And then I emailed my wife later in the day, and I said, babe, at the end, and then she puts on Facebook that she thought she heard me call you babe earlier in the day. So it's already kind of invaded.
Babe doesn't really go over that well. That much I can tell you.
Babe.
Babe. Yeah, babe. Yeah, it's like, what? Like,
Sam will get that to you.
we'll get that to you.
I do. Yeah, so why didn't you pick up that thing for me? Yeah.
I get that.
She knows. She knows.
Just non sequitur. Totally.
She knows.
How about just the mumble? Just any question you don't like? Why did this person text you? Yeah, you know.
Listen.
And if you're gonna keep pummeling me with questions,
I'm not going to take any more questions.
right? You know,
I don't have to give you this opportunity to ask me questions.
like, how dare you ask me questions? If you keep pummeling me with the questions, right? Now you can ask me again, right? And the answer's gonna be the same.
Yeah, it'll all go over real well. It'll all go over real well.
You'll be
Let's see if they
on the couch.
I'm going to see if they've cut our transmission yet. They might have.
We are broadcasting from the Dawson room.
Oh my.
No, we're still
Oh
on.
my. Okay.
Still on.
Look at that to you.
All right.
The Wi-Fi's going to get.
The best thing is, I do assume many of our Facebook Live followers understand all the stuff we're referring to. They may not, but
This is what you pay for. No, actually, don't.
This is just four guys.
We
in a
should
sports
charge for
bar.
that. That's pretty good.
That's what we should title it: 4 Guys in a Sports Bar.
Oh God. Okay.
All right.
All right, so Butker, just real quick. Kid's got a strong leg. They do legitimately like him. They chose to bring him back instead of Sam Ficken. Pretty good sign, but you never know till the guy.
He was in college last year.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. Had a nice college career at Georgia Tech. The Panthers drafted him. He was the first time in Panthers history that they used a draft pick on a kicker. Brought him in to compete with Graham Gano, but Gano won the job, and so that put Butker on the practice squad. The Chiefs went right after him. I mean, he was first choice. So
You guys talked to him today?
yeah. I got to talk to him a little bit today, and his NFL debut is going to be on Monday night in front of 70,000 people at Arrowhead. He said all the right things. He's a tall guy, 6'4", and I guess and strong leg. He'll get the ball to the end zone on kickoffs, which is what the Chiefs want, and that's going to be an interesting sidebar to what goes on. If the Chiefs games haven't come down to field goals, but when they did last year, Santos was money, right? The Carolina game, the Denver game, he was money last year, and he was perfect this year. 3 for 3 on field goals and all 12 extra points. So,
I was just chatting with him last week, and he was talking about how pleased he was that the Chiefs have been smart enough, and they'd all been smart enough to just hold off a little while. But he felt good, he felt right, and it's a shame.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. There was you could hear some presumptions around us in the press box when he was rolling around, like that he was milking it. But I know it wasn't from that, but I don't think he was milking it. I think he was.
No, I don't think he was either.
Yeah.
No, there was some legit pain there.
Yeah.
All right, let's answer some questions so we can get back to work. Jesse Bates asks, when will Witzman be replaced? I think Parker's working his way back into the mix here.
As soon as Parker gets back into the mix, that's right.
But I don't know, Blair.
Leads the league in holding penalties.
Remember, Andy was like, last time we checked, I thought he was a ways away. When you hear Andy say that, it might be a month. Or it could be this. We don't know. He was talking to us, so it might be this week. He's been
upgraded on the injury report. He's not out every week.
Right.
He's limited practice guy. So
when will we see Reggie Ragland?
I thought we were going to see him last week.
Yeah.
He suited up for the first time as an NFL player, right? Because he didn't play for the Bills at all last year. I guess I don't know what the answer to that is, but I'm looking forward to seeing him because
he didn't play a snap last week, right? Yeah.
He is I'll tell you what, he's a physical specimen. That guy. He's going to be. He's got the body, that's for sure.
Why do you think they made him active and didn't get him in?
He's probably the next man up. They were rotating. Like one low key thing here is that Derek Johnson's not getting every 100%
right
of the snaps anymore on defense. Like Kevin Pierre-Louis is someone they like. He's getting like a meaningful kind of like.
He makes some good special teams.
Yeah.
And hey, I hate to say this, but actually you guys have a keener eye on this than I do. But I feel like Derek's a step behind.
He's a step slow.
Yeah.
He is. He's working his way back. But I will also remind you, the man came back 7 months.
You're right.
He shouldn't even be.
Can't be forgotten.
You're right.
As opposed to like 11 the last time.
Right.
He fast tracked it.
And look, the key point there is the want to, as Roy Williams would put it,
want to.
but also that there's every reason to expect that there's more to be recovered.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
55 of 73 snaps.
Right.
That's the Chargers.
That's meaningful. How many did Pierre-Louis get? 19. This is happening, guys.
Yeah, 19.
This is happening. So you're gonna have to keep an eye on this.
Yeah.
Kyle Fisher says, did anyone notice that all Oakland did was short passes and screens and none worked against Washington? That's what the Chiefs do. He's a little worried. Well, got to remember number 10. Yeah.
Yep.
Number 10's all right. Number 10's faster than anyone Oakland has, okay? So, they're going to have to test that a little bit. And I saw Torrey Smith get behind this defense a few times. There's going to be stuff there. Alex is going to have to uncork it, and the line's going to have to protect. Jesse Bates says, will Tamba and Daddy come off the pup soon? You got 6 weeks. So, still got a few more games here.
Game 4, right? But, at Houston in Game 5. Whose game? Is it Pittsburgh Game 6?
Pittsburgh's October 15, right?
Game 6,
Game 6.
Unless Andy's going to hold a grudge on Tamba for talking too much and over the summer.
Little tweet storm.
I would tell you that the D4 lower back hip thing, hip stuff doesn't just get better. I think D's fine. He'll play through it, but it's something that you're probably going to want to have some insurance here if this is a real thing. So I think at this point right now, you might see Tamba again, but let's just see. Kyle Fisher asks, how scared should I be about all these injuries that really starting to stack up? How scared are you guys?
Yeah, well, again, one a week and big ones,
Big ones.
I mean, this is the NFL,
significant
right?
injuries. Too.
And look, the old expression in the newspaper business: twice is a coincidence, three is a trend story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 4 is a,
That's a series.
that's a special report.
That's right.
Blaine Wheeler says, peak too early. Terrence Mitchell. No, I actually think he's going to round in the
Oh, absolutely.
He just hasn't played that much.
Right. The more he plays, the better he's going to get.
Absolutely. And we saw him working with Al Harris a little bit out there in the practice to the side. They're working on his technique. His technique still isn't ideal. He's just playing off, guts and stones right now. So
That long ball he got beat on. I mean, here I'm harping on that with the 2
That's okay.
interceptions. But the long ball he got beat on, he was actually in decent position, but I think had trouble with his footwork making the play.
It was a goofy play. It was an awkward
Kinda hung
pass.
up.
He was in an awkward position. The receiver was in something of an awkward position. His 2 interceptions, I thought were, not to take anything away from him, but I think a lot of guys would have made those interceptions. They were throwing his way, and he took advantage of it. He didn't drop them.
Yeah.
He didn't have that play like he did against Philadelphia where the ball went off his arm.
He was looking
made
the other way.
the plays this time.
Jesse Bates says, what's up with Mitchell Schwartz? Seems to be giving up several sacks over the last couple of weeks. I would tell you Mitchell Schwartz is a guy, he's not coming off the field. He is a tough guy who believes in the best ability for the offensive lineman's availability. He might be hurt and you would never know. Like, that guy's going to play. We know he's a good football player. We know he's still in his prime. If there's something going on with him, it's probably got to do with an injury that none of us are going to know about because he won't report it.
The only missed snaps by any offensive lineman this year have been Mitch Morse's when he got hurt in the last. He missed 7 snaps against the Eagles.
Are you guys worried about Kareem Hunt's durability and shoulder? I mean, I don't know if I'd say I'm worried, but somebody else is going to log carries this year. It's not just going to be West and Hunt. It's going to be Akeem Hunt.
I think they're waiting for Akeem to get more comfortable with the offense. We're going to see him in the backfield, maybe starting this week. But you also you've seen 10 in the backfield, and you've seen 13 in the backfield, and you've seen 12 in the backfield.
Yeah, and not just as novelty acts, right? I mean, they've been constructed plays. Is there an optimal number you'd like to have of touches you'd like to have Kareem get?
About what they've been giving.
Yeah, 15 to 17 a game, 17, 18, something like that.
Perfect. ETA on Steven Nelson. Yeah, he's got to start the year on IR. He's got to do it at least 8 weeks. He'll be back around week 9. I think he's going to be okay. I saw him running last week.
I think that'll be an important get when he gets back.
Hunt and Smith, MVP candidates, yay or nay?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if you just base it on these 3 games, right? I mean, we got a long way to go, but who would you, if today, right now, wouldn't you say, if you're evaluating it all? Yeah.
I'd probably Hunt.
Yeah.
Because his stats are otherworldly.
Yeah. And also, he's the change, right, in his team,
How do you expect Andy Reid to attack this defense the first 15? That's a good question. What they're going to do is use a whole bunch of different formations and see what might be available. They're running each side. They'll see where they're a little weak at. They'll try to. I bet you they try to go up top to loosen this thing up too. I mean, it's going to be there. You just got to connect on it. It wouldn't be bad to try that, especially since they really haven't done a lot of deep stuff the last week or so. Okay. Jordan Tribe says, how do you replace that revenue earned by the 40,000 seats you would lose going smaller? If you guys think that there's really 77,000 people at Arrowhead every week, you're out of your mind. There is no way. I know it's a sellout, but those tickets get bought. We see red seats.
If there's one advantage to our vantage point where we are, we see a lot of the upper deck of the stadium across from us.
Yeah.
A lot of empty seats.
But part of the point is also going to be jacking the other prices.
That's right. The prices go up.
The fan
for
experience
the seat.
goes up. And,
Parking at San Diego or at LA was $100.
But if the experience is premium, people will still pay for premium these days. They will pay for elite. People will, but they just want to customize to what they want. Let's see. Okay. Will Parker Ehinger make our O-line top 7 or so? They're always going to have the issues with like needing the short yardage stuff, but as far as going side to side, they're outstanding. So,
yep.
All right. For that, we're done. Right. So we appreciate you guys watching. We really do Appreciate you guys reading. Remember to go to kansascity.com for all your Chiefs news. Remember to go to iTunes and rate and review us, Sports Beat KC podcast. We'd appreciate that. If you thought this was funny, if you thought Andy Reid jokes, the Andy Reid guide to dealing with your mate was funny, I need you to go ahead.
I think that should be a weekly segment.
That should be right.
Oh, let's unpack that. Let's brainstorm that. Right, that's gonna be great. Hey, don't worry about it. But we're done. We thank all you guys. We'll see you guys next week. All right. For the Star, for my guys, for Sam, who's out. We'll see you guys later.
Okay, so it's prediction time. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. Monday Night Football is always a pretty good game, and Andy Reid's pretty good at Monday Night Football. So I do think Washington's going to get their fair share of points. And I also think they're going to get after the Chiefs a little bit, but I'm going to pick the Chiefs to win. I think they're the better team, and they're at home by the score of 31-24. But, of course, we'll see. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I appreciate you guys joining us. Remember to go to kansascity.com for all your Chiefs news. Remember to go to the Sports Beat KC podcast on iTunes and rate and review us. I'd really appreciate it if you did that. If you've been listening to this for a long time, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and do that for me, okay? That just helps us. Just believe me. And last thing, download the Red Zone app, too. You can get that on the App Store as well. It's the best way to get all of our Chiefs coverage. So, for the Star, I'm Terez Paylor. I'll see you guys next week.